we're playtesting Majespecter Speedroid again. It's gonna be part 2 of playtesting this deck. There's slight changes. I took out one chicken game for a Horn of Heaven, and I wanted to run the second Horn of Heaven, but I couldn't really find anything. And I still haven't put in 3 Wavering Eyes yet, just because I want to see how like it functions against other Pendulum decks without Wavering Eyes. Like I already know like how it turns out without having Wavering Eyes. Or like them having Wavering Eyes and you don't. Like if they have Wavering Eyes, you usually just lose unless you have Totem Bird, of course. But obviously you're not always gonna have it. So our hand is actually pretty okay. Um, mm, so we can do a pendulum summon with this, but and like I won't get in any actual extra effects from pendulum summoning the way I would do my pendulum skills this turn. So we're actually just going to uh, get ready for next turn and also search and probably do a QB honestly. Or since we already have 2 traps, like alright, this is the thing about why I only run 1 tornado as well, or why the deck only runs tornado initially. Um, is because like tornado's just not very good in this meta. Because like in this meta right now, like stopping going not even technically 1 for 1 since he had the tribute monster. It's not even that good, uh, and that's why Temp is such a good card because you can hit the whole pendulum summons. EP, and then we're gonna search QB off of this. And the next turn we're pretty much lock and loaded, so we're gonna have to hope this gets through. And that's another reason why we summon Nico Meta instead of like getting a tornado search. Is just because the fact that it's gonna have 2100 defense, and there's not really anything normal summonable that's over 1800. Because before then, like Draco Slayer could get over this, and that's actually relevant. Like being able to normal summon Draco Slayer, attacking this and making Majespecter cards dead. The other cards that people were looking for when they see Majespecter is always like Time Space, Solemn, Storming Mirror Force. All the good traps nowadays. Uh, but it is actually just like you kind of like when you play against the Tellarknights, like you clear the Tellarknight monster so their Nova's not live. That's what you kind of think of that line of play. I actually don't know what this person is playing. My friend's playing today, so I actually have no idea what to expect. Okay, he is playing this deck, so it doesn't matter which one he hits. It is gonna suck dick though if he like plays the Brilliant Fusion variant. That's why I think Pepe Magician is the strongest one because it can clear back row really easy. Like it's real easy to clear 2 back row with that deck. In fact, you didn't have Waving Eyes, KK. Because like he can Brilliant Fusion, like make Diamond Iowa, and like pop another back row, or even just swing if he made a. Actually, never mind. Diamond Iowa still doesn't get what it is. Or he could like make Estelle, try to send his back, but I'm obviously gonna negate that, and then he attack over this. Actually, even if he, okay, he's dead. Actually, no, he's not. Couple of things I can do here. I actually can kill him. The reason how I could kill him is because I could make Champion's Magician, and that would be enough damage to kill him without damage. So we're not gonna do that play, though. And effect. And we're also gonna play around Maxi this turn. Get Nico Meta. Okay. I accidentally grabbed the wrong one. That is in fact not Crow. And my friend finds with me doing this. Uh, but he did do the maxi here, which is fine. So we could do a couple things. Hmm. Yeah, we're just gonna tribute this and give him a 1-for-1. And get this. I'm very glad I didn't try to like push for damage because he did have Max C, and the reason why I read that he possibly had Max C because he actually just used Max C on Pegasus, which is going 1-for-1 with the Pegasus is actually not good. I would rather just most players would rather just keep it in their hand, um, and use it for the next following up play. Because usually if they resolve Pegasus, then that means they're probably gonna next turn they'll be able to pendulum summon, which is usually just the case that happened. So it's easy to read that he's either just stupid or he's either just stupid or he has a second max C. And I'm always gonna give the person the benefit of the doubt that they're good at this game, and he in fact did have the second max C. Next turn is actually just lit. So for order him, so he knows this other set, the new set is a Tempest, but he doesn't know this one's a Tempest. Um, and also I'm playing. This is like inherently playing around Wavering Eyes too, which is also good. But so like the rest of his cards actually just have to be insane, and like even if he normal summons someone like Hat Trigger to try to get the other back row, he's still going to lose the game. So, because he would only have one card left over in his hand, and there's no card in the game that's just one card besides Wavering Eyes that could possibly do anything. Pendulum Summon 2. That's think. Trying to think here. Uh, he could have Instant Fusion. What does Instant Fusion accomplish? Fucking pussy. Um, he could have Instant Fusion. Make Pharaoh Imps. Yeah, that's fine. I'm actually just gonna negate this summon. The reason being, like, the best card he can have in this situation is Instant Fusion, and Instant Fusion would actually, well, actually, it will accomplish something. It will. If that's an Instant Fusion, he will get an Omega. The reason how he would get Omega is because he Instant Fusions brings back like any of the four, probably Draco Slayer. Actually, I'm not sure this is a condition right here. Uh, but regardless, even it doesn't. But how he would get it with Instant Fusion is like he play Instant Fusion, make a Feral Imps, search out Mass Chameleon, banish Damage Juggler for Hat Trigger, and then special summon Hat Trigger, and normal summon Mass Chameleon. But he does not, in fact, have that. So at the worst, he would have had an Omega and a Feral Imps, but my hand's so good against that play that it just didn't matter because Omega's just one card or one. What's one card he's taken away, and I'm not sure what the fuck he's doing that for. Okay. Okay. So like anything he does is not gonna matter at all. Actually, what kind of suck if he does make I'll probably have to pull out a calculator for my next turn to kill him. Actually, let me just do that now. He might be also thinking that how Mass Chameleon like uh can't. Ragna Zero says in attack mode. That is defense, pussy. So this play doesn't work because Ragnar Zero has to target a face-up attack position monster that has had his stats change. Even like no matter what play he did. Like no matter what play he goes into, like the hardest play for me I'll have to do math about is a trapeze magician. I can still ulti cam through that because I'll pendulum summon as the attacking this 1800. I pendulum summon for his fucking life. I make trapeze magician. I bounce Ragnar Zero back, or I would bounce trapeze magician back with the unicorn. I wouldn't obviously use unicorn. I would use one of the little ones. We're not gonna give him any life. Uh, Pendulum summon for his fucking life. Effects. So this is like really good. Doesn't really matter what I get to Raccoon Boy because I'm gonna double summon anyways. Then we're gonna get another. Did I use all my tempers this turn? I sure have. Then we're going to get this fucker out of here for another QB. This is not relevant for the search effect. I'm just doing this for the level 4. Trapeze. I'm gonna tribute summon this little one. Then I'm gonna overlay to this big fucker. Actually, we're not gonna do that. Okay, he just concedes. Alright, so since we know we're playing the pendulum deck, usually I think that they'll go first for the pendulum deck because it's actually just you can't hinge your whole game plan on you drawing like Denko Seka. Like that is just not a feasible plan. Like yes, Denko Seka's at 3, but if I could bring up my hybrid geometric calculation website up, I could see how what's the percentage of it opening up in a 6 card hand if you had a 37 card deck, which that's obviously having an upstart. But I usually side for like they're gonna go first, and if they don't go first anyway, my deck can usually just play going first because the cards are gonna be siding out as like kind of deadish cards, storing mirror force. I side out the spell, but I do not side out a Yada because the scale is actually important. And I side out two. I side out 2 of these, and I also side out the upstarts. Well, actually, it kind of changes now since I added the addition of Horn of Heaven. That actually changes a lot because before they used to slide out Chicken Game and another Terraforming. But the upstarts are not as relevant for me going first, or for me not going first, because you just want those to be able to be maxis. And we're probably gonna make that Horn of Heaven also stay. Actually, now thinking about it, because of Denko Seka, and change out time spaces for uh, since actually my sideboard changes a lot now since the addition of different cards in my side deck. So I was trying to figure out something we could possibly add for upstart because we do want to start digging for Raving Eyes. The reason why I put it 2-1 because even if I don't get the full value off of Terratop, it still acts like kind of like a Cyber Dragon, and it's just it's a free wind level 3 that lets me get access to Totem Burn. If I draw this other than that, then that's completely fine. But like I said, at the worst, all these are literally just fucking little Cyber Dragons. Trying to think what we could side in to change out. Because we don't want to side out Terraform and Pegasus, because we actually just need to see Pegasus as much as possible. And I do, like the most next card I would probably side out is Yada or Unicorn, but I think Kieran's just such a good card against this matchup that I want to keep it in. So it's kind of really hard what to say to take out. Fuck. I might actually side out Vandy's if no. Alright, we're gonna try to side out one Terraform. This is actually just probably a bad idea, but we're gonna do it. The reason why I think this might be feasible is because I have flying now with the addition of Flying Sea and Wavering Eyes. Like Flying Sea lets him not play the game as much as he would want to. Like he can still synchro with it with certain different ways and possibly tribute summon if he's playing Kieran or whatever. Uh, but since with the addition of Flying Sea, we're gonna hope that Flying Sea will get me there enough in the long game to where it's viable enough for me to side out at least one terraforming. And he has Brilliant Fusion, and we're gonna chain Max C. This is what I was saying from before, that like why I side like this against the Pendulum Magician deck, because even though their deck doesn't want to go first, the deck can go first. Like it's actually just not the worst thing to go first. And the reason why they do that is because it makes a lot of my good trap cards dead, like Majespecter Tempest, Time Spaces, like pretty much on summon effect, on summon trap cards. It makes them a lot worse since they're already summoning their monsters beforehand. And this is why I side Maxis and Flying Seas. And also, if you notice in my sideboard, I try to keep trap floodgates to a minimum, because the cards that people side against Majespecters already deals with traps. So I don't want to make their side deck worse or better against me by siding in more floodgates. I think that's just a wrong approach of side decking. So that's why I run Max Seas and Flying Seas and that sort. Um, so I open up a really good fucking hand. Like this hand is broken. Um, I'm not sure what this could possibly be. Like things I can think of, like Waving Eyes, uh, World Decree, effect. That's obviously going to resolve because he doesn't have effect failure or anything. He might max C here, which is fine. I'll let him take a neg one on it. I won't special summon anymore because I already have really good traps. So where's my guy? Another reason why the Speedroid engine is so good is because like cards like Decree right now, when I special summon this other Terratop, or no, this I can't even pronounce it, this Tekkaton board, if that's a Decree, he has to flip it now. Because I'm just gonna do this. If he says to go back, that's fine because we're friends. It's still a competitive match, but we obviously want to make the best plays possible for viewership sakes. So the only card this could be right now is literally what's it called? What's that card called? I can't think of it. Solemn Warning. There you go. So our hand is actually just lit. And this is why I was telling you, like, I wouldn't have just lost right there to Raving Eyes, but this is why the deck that this is why I felt like nishaad and Noah went towards this direction of making Totem Bird, is because um, it like there's just so many relevant spell and trap cards you can hit nowadays, and I actually wouldn't have used that Totem Bird or that Raving Eyes at all, like uh, because like there's Totem Bird, like guy, what are you doing, you know? Uh, um, we're probably gonna grab Tornado since we already have what's it called. Actually, you know what? We're gonna grab another Tempest because if he has, it's possible that he just has another Waving Eyes. So really good cards in this situation right now, from his perspective, is Dinkle Seka with Raving Eyes. Storm wouldn't be that great. Um, Trying to think of a couple other cards. And straight up, if he doesn't summon Dinkle Seka like on main phase one, I actually might just negate damage juggler because I have Vanity's Emptiness, and I'll explain why later. Why I'll do that after if it does occur. But he is in fact not, and I'm actually just gonna negate that. Alright, so the reason why I'm doing this is because I have Vanity's Emptiness. Um, and he didn't have Dinkle Seka. So what I can infer from him, like, there's multiple cards that he could possibly side in that's dead. Think, think. And I'm actually just gonna negate this too. So the reason why I'm doing this is literally just because I have Vanity's Emptiness. Um, and I'm not playing around. Okay, so we're just explaining to you anymore. Now that the game's over. Um, so the reason why I'm explaining this line of thought is because I feel like that he has like if he does have pendulums, if he has pendulum scales right now, like if two cards are actually just his scales, he'll set them up right, and then he'll only have one card in hand to do anything relevant. And the card that I lose to is Raving Eyes. But from him doing that Raving Eyes, I can infer a couple of things that either that he's trying to force something, or he and if he did have a second one, he definitely just doesn't do that Raving Eyes right there. He just waits for me to try to start negating stuff. Uh, he play or he synchronizes he sequences his plays differently to try to bait my totem bird. If he doesn't do it, then that's when he does it. But since he did that, since I have Vanity's Emptiness, um, at worst, Vanity's Emptiness is a 1-for-1. So if I flip Vanity's Emptiness and it stops something, and then I later make it go away or whatever, how I do it, I still got a 1-for-1. Like that's why Vanity's Emptiness is so good in that situation because it's at least a 1-for-1. And if it stays on the field forever, then that's fine. If he has Raving Eyes, like I said before, this deck just can't deal with Raving Eyes at all. I mean, like really no pins on the deck can, but like obviously you have Damage Juggler. I have less ways of dealing with Raving Eyes. Put it that way. And I'm just not gonna beat Raving Eyes no matter what. I just can't beat that card. Uh, so yeah, that was my thought process of negating all those. It still might not actually not been correct either. And that's the thing about when I do these duels. Uh, I try. I'm trying to speak what's on my mind as I play the game, and later on in the duel, maybe I'll watch this video later and be like, "Oh, I'm just a fucking idiot for thinking that line of play. I don't know what the fuck is going through my mind." But it's better to give you my views of while doing it than not just give you anything at all. So yeah, uh, hopefully y'all can learn something from watching these duels. But yeah, um, that's gonna be it for this, and maybe I'll play test this deck more and upload videos of it. And once nishaad lorengo gets back from the Philadelphia regional, I am gonna try to get a deck profile with him to where he can talk about the deck more because obviously he probably knows more about the deck than I can give out information about. But yeah, that's it. See you later.